1 dead, 3 missing and 5 in hospital after part of Didcot Power Station collapses when demolition job goes tragically wrong. Witnesses say Oxfordshire plant was felt shuddering following blast and collapsed in huge pile of dust. 6 ambulances and 2 air ambulances sent to scene after what is being described as a major incident. It's not believed blast was planned, with demolition of site expected to be completed by end of the year. GMB Union understands that workers were preparing 2 boilers for demolition in the coming weeks. 1 person is dead, 3 are missing and 5 are in hospital following a major explosion at a power station today that caused part of it to collapse. Witnesses said Didcot Power Station in Oxfordshire was felt shuddering after the blast, while others described it collapsing in a huge pile of dust. 6 ambulances and 2 air ambulances have been sent by South Central Ambulance Service, which said the explosion was a major incident. It is not believed that the blast at about 4 p.m. today was planned, with demolition of the site expected to be completed by the end of the year. A GMB Union official said, "We understand that workers were preparing 2 boilers for demolition in the coming weeks. This led to the collapse." Rodney Rose, deputy leader of Oxfordshire County Council, said, "I have been told there has been 1 fatality, but the rest is currently unknown. The fire service is there now and we are still trying to find out if this was a demolition." Mr. Rose told the Oxford Mail, "At the moment this is being treated as a collapsed building, not an explosion, but there was a bang." Thames Valley Police confirmed its officers are at the scene while a South Central Ambulance Service spokesman said there were several casualties. This was later expanded on by Thames Valley Fire Control Service, which told of 1 person dead, 3 missing and 5 more in hospital. When that had cleared, I noticed that half of the old power station, where they used to keep the generators, half of that was missing. There wasn't any physical feeling, it was only noise. When they took down the cooling towers a couple of years ago, it was about the same volume as that. It was quite loud." He added, "I was a little bit surprised because normally the contractors let us know when they are going to do explosions, so I was a bit surprised because we hadn't heard anything." Very shortly afterwards the air ambulance turned up and then fire engines and ambulances started arriving, and a little while after that another air ambulance turned up, and I think they are still there. Mr. McKinnon said the explosion took place in a large building which housed the generators for producing power. Pictures from the scene showed a significant chunk of a building in the defunct Didcot site has collapsed, with a large amount of debris on the ground. David Cook, whose company Thames Cryogenics have a building overlooking the power station, also saw the incident unfold. He said, "Our building shook and as we looked out of the window, the end of the main turbine hall collapsed in a huge pile of dust. It totally obscured the towers and must have drifted across the roads and main rail line. What's left looks a tangled mess." The dust was hanging over the area for 5 to 10 minutes. First thought was, it didn't look planned, followed by the thought that people are going to have been hurt. Other witnesses to the building collapse have described seeing an enormous cloud of grey dust billowing from the site. "I noticed that half of the old power station, where they used to keep the generators, half of that was missing." Bill McKinnon, witness. Trevor Leslie, who works for catering firm Chef Direct close to the power station, wrote on Thames Valley Police's Facebook page, "I'd just left work at Chef Direct and was walking home along the perimeter road when there was an almighty rumble followed by dust cloud. Thought they'd brought down one of the remaining cooling towers at first, but all 3 are still there. Some other building collapse, I suspect. Thoughts to any and all involved." Blaine Morris Smith was walking his dogs in a park near the site of the power station and captured footage of the moment the building collapsed. He told the BBC, "I just heard a massive explosion behind me and a few kids started screaming in the street. I turned around and half of the building actually looked like it was imploding. It looked like a controlled explosion, like the other ones that we have been notified about." People then started to come out of their houses and look around, because usually we are notified to close the windows and that stuff is going to happen, and obviously no one had heard a thing about it, so everyone was pretty shocked when it started happening. The footage Mr. Morris Smith filmed shows a huge cloud of dust rising from the twisted wreckage of the collapsed building. He added, "It looked like a controlled explosion, the way it imploded downwards and everything looked okay, but obviously as we are finding out now, it wasn't meant to happen."
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. You can visit us on www.therealthingmeme.webs.com.